$40,000. That's what slave owners would pay for one woman, dead or alive. Harriet Tubman was the most wanted fugitive in the South, yet she walked right past her former master on a street corner, pretending to read a newspaper upside down. He never suspected a thing. This 5-foot-tall woman who couldn't read became America's greatest spy, freed 300 people, and never lost a single passenger. This is how she did it. Born into slavery in 1822, Harriet's childhood was pure survival. At 12, an overseer threw a 2-pound weight at a runaway slave. It hit Harriet instead, fracturing her skull. She suffered seizures and visions for the rest of her life. But where doctors saw disability, Harriet saw divine messages. Those visions would guide her to freedom and make her a legend. In 1849, Harriet escaped alone through 90 miles of hostile territory. Her husband refused to come and threatened to expose her. She left anyway. When she crossed into Pennsylvania, she said, "I looked at my hands to see if I was the same person." But freedom felt incomplete. Her family was still enslaved. So Harriet did the unthinkable. She went back. 19 times. Harriet returned to slave territory 19 times, each trip risking capture and death. She carried a pistol, not just for slave catchers, but to keep her passengers moving. "You'll be free or die," she told them. She traveled only in winter when nights were longer, used brilliant disguises, and memorized every safe house from Maryland to Canada. The Fugitive Slave Act made the North dangerous, so she led people all the way to Canadian freedom. But Harriet wasn't just brave, she was brilliant. She built an intelligence network of free blacks, white abolitionists, and Quakers. She knew patrol schedules, which rivers were watched, which weren't. When the Civil War started, the Union Army knew exactly what they had: a master spy. In 1863, Harriet planned and led the Combahee River Raid, the first woman in American history to lead a military assault. 700 people freed in one night. After the war, America forgot her. The government refused her military pension, offering just $8 a month as a widow's benefit. $8 for the woman who'd freed 300 people and led Union soldiers? Yet Harriet never became bitter. She turned her home into a refuge for elderly black people, sharing her last dollars with anyone who needed help. Harriet fought for women's suffrage alongside Susan B. Anthony, declaring, "I never ran my train off the track and never lost a passenger. Shouldn't I have the right to vote?" She saw clearly that freedom was incomplete without equality for all. She died in 1913 at 91. Her last words, "I go to prepare a place for you," even in death, still leading people to freedom. Today, Harriet Tubman represents everything America struggles to remember: that freedom isn't given, it's taken. That one person with nothing but courage can change the world. The Treasury promised to put her face on the $20 bill in the 2016. It still hasn't happened. But delays can't erase her. Every refugee helped across a border, every underground railroad for LGBTQ+ youth, every person who risked safety to help others, they're all walking in Harriet's footsteps. What made Harriet unstoppable? She understood that hope is a weapon. When passengers were terrified and ready to give up, she sang spirituals, coded songs that lifted spirits and communicated messages. Wade in the water meant travel through streams to throw off dogs. But these songs also did something else. They reminded people they were part of something bigger than themselves. Harriet weaponized hope, and it proved more powerful than bullets. If Harriet Tubman were alive today, she'd recognize the same fights continuing: mass incarceration, police violence, voting rights under attack. But she'd also recognize the same spirit of resistance. Her message would be the one she lived: if you are tired, keep going. If you are scared, keep going. If you want to taste freedom, keep going. Harriet Tubman didn't just make history, she taught us how to make it ourselves.